You are watching SHOUTcraft, exciting entry-level esports commentary with myself, TotalBiscuit. Ladies and gentlemen, we're kicking it off right here in 3, 2, 1, Jim. Because you know what, I never liked Mark.
Mark's a horrible guy. Actually, Mark tried to show up at my house the other day. It didn't end up very well. Anyways, here we go down south at the 6 o'clock position. We have Fate of 7, also known as Kawaiirice, again playing as Yellow Terran. And as Blue Protoss, we have Socke starting up north. We are currently tied up 1-1 with both of our players. Europe is ahead 3-0. Socke is trying to make that, 3-1. And Socke is trying to make that 4-1.
Indeed, one has to really try and figure out whether or not Socke's going to be able to make a pair right here.
That was a very interesting split early on from Kawaiirice, by the way. Took a little bit long for those SCVs to get on the minerals. I've seen some players just quit at that point.
Yes, I think that's overdoing it slightly, even at the Proest level, really.
First pylon finishes, now chrono boosting out just a few more probes to get that early mineral count to grow just exponentially forever.
Indeed. In the meantime, Socke's listening to smooth jazz right here. There's no real question about that. His APM's 24 because that's just how he rolls. You can see him, he's reclining right now. He's actually playing this game entirely on a laptop, using a touchpad. He's just chilled out on a nice big beanbag. I just have that vision.
You know, the problem is there's probably nothing inaccurate about that vision. That's probably absolutely how Socke plays this game.
I don't see a problem with that at all.
Socke now halfway done with his first gateway. We have our first bunker on the way. Barracks on the way here from Kawaiirice, about 2/3 complete, walling off the same way he did in the first matchup, it looks like.
Indeed, and it's looking like the boring build once again for Socke, but hey, it works, it works. I don't judge him for that. It is a very laid-back build. It's not a very stressful build.
Protoss really has... Protoss lives on a 5-step plan, it feels like. Have you built your pylon? Yes. Do you have a gateway up? Yes. Yes, Mom.
Indeed. Protoss homework, ladies and gentlemen. They have to do their homework before they get time to play. And that usually means build a pylon, build your gateway, build your cyber, and then go for the warp gate while you're building up your 2 assimilators. And then once you've done that, then you can start to vary things up a bit. It's not the only build, but it's a strong one, and it's a basic one, and it is used very often indeed.
Socke's second assimilator and his cybernetics core have just completed, and there we go, going straight into warp tech. Chrono boosting out a first stalker onto the field, needs some form of defense as a single SCV is about to make his way in and do some peeping.
Indeed. What will he find?
Or
I can just imagine, yeah, exactly, I just imagine him. You just look at his face, look at the SCV guy's face right here, he's just sighing, it's like, oh, not this again. Seriously, can I not just find Proxy Stargate just this once or something? Not that you'd find Proxy Stargate this early on in the game, but hey, let's just assume that you would. Just for the sake of argument.
I always imagine the SCV is piloted.
Oh, he's actually building a Stargate. He's actually building a Stargate.
He really?
God, I have psychic powers! I am the best at this game, I'm sorry.
That's amazing, because both players are going for air at the exact same time. Stargate has gone down in Socke's base, and our first port has gone down inside of Kawaiirice's base at the exact same time. And this Stargate's going to be done just literally pixels earlier, it looks like. This could prove to be interesting.
Now, you should also note that I do not believe it's been scouted on either side. It has not. I've checked that. Although I would imagine if not Phoenix, what the hell am I talking about? Yes, Kawaiirice, that dude. If Kawaiirice has scouted out the pylon at the back, he might assume that they were looking for the Stargate right there. Phoenix is on its way, so instead of building Void Rays, which is smart considering...
Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Kawaiirice just did a swap play with that factory, dropped the tech lab onto the starport, and is now going for his first Raven. He's not going to have significant anti-air except for this group of Marines, these 5 Marines that are currently at the top of his ramp. I don't like this.
Yep. Phoenix is already out and rolling. They see him rolling. They hate him. They're going to try and catch him riding dirty. Are they going to be able to do that? Not really, because Phoenixes are incredibly quick. So he's looking for some harassment at the back. Not that you can really harass with a single Phoenix. You need more than one for that. They're kind of team players.
Running around trying to do as much scouting as he possibly can. Sees those mules. If a second had come in, he might have been able to do some mule damage.
I wonder what Kawaiirice is going to do to counteract that. Maybe a little turret in the mineral line, possibly. Not that that's going to do a huge amount to a Phoenix, but we'll see. Second one coming in right there. Can we catch the Raven off balance? Looking for some moving shots right there. Shield's already down the first Phoenix, though.
Nice group of Marines sticking around with that one lone Raven. I do like that move. He's not building that missile turret as you thought he would. He does have a single mule in that mineral line. That would probably be the primary lift target of these Phoenixes if they were to come into that line.
3 up now, though. A lot more. I mean, these infantry units, they will do a fairly good job of it, but bear in mind they are quite slow, and Phoenixes certainly are not. A lot of maneuverability coming in once again. Going to try and grab one. Can he get it? No, he can't. Viking up in the air. And once again, getting out with no damage, though.
Yep, just taking a few notches off of those shields, but none of those Phoenixes have taken any flesh wounds yet.
Indeed. However, Socke is using the fact that he has that map control to get into a pretty early expansion.
4th Phoenix joining the fray here. Early expansion, as you said, looking very safe thus far. Building up another gateway now in his main, which will eventually become a warp gate. And here come those Phoenixes again. Or they'll freeze,
indeed.
Right when I say that,
I don't know
because I have the anti-power.
Here come the Phoenixes again. Whoop! There we go. We're going to grab one of those, and we'll take the Viking out as well while the Marines are out of position. That's a good call. Oh, look at that, though. Look at that. 5 HP there. And loses a Phoenix from it. Amazing play there by Kawai. So close to losing that Viking. Perfect timing.
Perfect drop there, but he did lose that Raven. That's a significant early loss there. That Raven could have been used later on for some potential point defense dronage. But we do have a nice ground force here building up by Theta 7, also known as Kawaiirice. Nice tanks on the ground, and he's starting to build up an air force as well. Has a Banshee on the way.
It's a good mix, let's be honest. It is a very solid mix for him, and we'll see what he can make out of it, which I would imagine is quite a bit. Phoenix is coming in from the side, looking to skate around the force and doing a pretty good job of it, looking to see what they can find, which is not too much right now. And in comes the fire from a couple of Vikings up in the air right now. Want to try and defend that force from the Phoenix. It's not that they can really do anything. They can just look and sort of try and harass, but they will get torn apart if they get too close.
Second command center finally on the way from Kawaiirice, and he's sending out a force is Socke to try and fend with this ground force, but I don't know if they can really do anything. This is a large number of Marines, but they don't have stim.
No, they do not right now. Anyway, is he even working on it? No, he's not. And look at that. He's going to try and drive his way through there. Socke with the flanking position. Is he going to be able to do it? It's a split. It's a good split. But he's losing Phoenixes there. He's using the Phoenixes to try and nail down those Vikings, but he lost so many already. The thing is, the split was worthwhile, though. Socke's pushing forward. Now it's a firing lineup, though. Oh, dear. That's a firing line. That's going to take him out. No doubt about that. Big losses on both sides, but it goes in favor of Kawaiirice, and he has the momentum.
Kawaiirice only lost a handful of Marines, far fewer than you would have thought with that initial split. Very nice job to immediately pull back those Marines and take care of the Phoenixes that were left. Takes out another one for free.
Oh, yeah. He's not going to be happy about that. Socke is having to defend pretty damn hard. He's going to do it by throwing himself in there. There's a flanking force. A couple of Stalkers get torn to pieces. He just doesn't have it. He doesn't have enough right now. Whooping in yet more Zealots. Is it going to be enough? I really don't think so.
No, not with these siege tanks at the back. And a Banshee joins the fray for good measure. That's essentially the final nail in the coffin. Only a pair of Stalkers and a single Zealot defending this natural expansion. Looks like he's going to start leapfrogging his tanks for good measure and actually calls down a mule at the battle lines for repairs.
It works, folks. It is a little-known fact, but it does work. And now that natural expansion is taking a pounding. Riddled with bullets, shelled with shells, yeah, I guess that would work, I suppose. And it's going to go down pretty damn fast unless Socke's able to counteract it. He really isn't, though. He just doesn't have what he needs in order to bring that force down. Kawaiirice streaming reinforcements across the map right here. A desperate charge by Socke. Grabs one of the siege tanks up, which is good, but it's not good enough, I'm afraid. In come the probes. Not going to happen. Big firing line right here. Kawaiirice is going to take this one. It's only a matter of time. Socke GG's, and there we go.
Very, very impressive there by Kawaiirice. I have to say, I was impressed that he was able to hold off with that initial Phoenix push. That I really feel those Phoenixes could have been utilized a bit better if he had done some lifting in the mineral line at his main. It may have been able to do significantly more damage, and this army wouldn't have been able to been built up.
Yeah, the thing is, Kawaiirice managed to fend it off so very, very well. His placement was great. He intercepted them every single time. It was too dangerous to risk taking out a couple of SCVs and losing Phoenixes in the process with that much ground firepower.